All right, and we're live. All right, this is awesome. So, welcome to another episode of CWT Live. For today's episode, I want to be talking about, let's see, what really is going on in the business world. I think one thing interesting that's happening right now is, let me go ahead and get this link out to everyone while I'm at it. But is this whole Facebook versus Apple thing going on right now? Like Facebook is building a lawsuit against Apple because of what they say is unfair business practices. They're saying that it's not fair for Apple to go out and put a huge restriction on their advertising, their whole advertising, revenue system. And it's just they don't think it's fair for them to do so. I don't actually think they're going to go through with it because honestly, with the whole, FTC lawsuit against Facebook and it's the state lawsuit against Facebook, they pretty much have more important things to deal with. But I do think it would be really interesting to see how that goes. And for those who don't know, Apple essentially made it. Essentially, they put something out there where people have to approve Facebook using their data, which is obviously bad for them, considering using their data to point advertising is how they make money in the first place. But also, it's really bigger than just that because even businesses like mine need Facebook to work, or at least currently, right now. It makes it a lot easier when I can just make an ad, send it out, and then have Facebook do all the work of finding the people that are best needed to see the ad. So that way, my businesses can grow cheaper. But with Apple doing, what they're doing, it's going to cost me a lot more to advertise to the people that I need to advertise to, which is a pretty significant problem. All right, let me get this link out real quick. I'm live. I don't know. Going live is actually really fun because one, I really enjoy having people being able to interact in the chat, and then also it's really just fun to go out there and give my live opinions and everything, and not have to go edit videos. The one thing I don't like about it is that, so this is actually really interesting. When I was doing another YouTube channel at one point, and every time I go live, I could just go on my phone and then go on the live stream, and then that was the end of it. But now apparently it won't let you go live on mobile unless you have a really big channel. I think it has to be monetized 1,000 subs. And I don't know. So now I have to do the live stream on the computer. I can't do it on my cell phone and I can't do it on my tablet. So I'm stuck doing it with the computer, which would be fine. Except my webcam isn't really the best. I have a super nice computer. I'm really fond of it. Although my webcam is obviously not the best, but it's of course not gonna be when it's on a computer. But when I do, something like this, like the live stream, I really do need it really would be nice to have a better quality thing. If you watch the other videos on this YouTube channel, my cell phone is actually a really big camera. I have a really super nice camera back there. I can actually go get it in a second. But it's just I don't know. It would be really nice to have be able to do it on my phone because then I can go out and do it in other places. I don't really need the computer. I'll actually go get my camera real quick. I want to show everyone. All right. Yeah, my room is very, very messy. I'm working on it. But this is a camera that I have, which is really cool that I used to use for vlogging and stuff. And then as you can see, you can't really see if you listen to the audio version, but the screen flips up here. So it's a really, really good camera for vlogging. And I really like it. It cost me quite a bit, but I think it'll make more than enough to justify the price. But something interesting that's happening with my, personal business life that I think is super interesting and is actually going to help me quite a bit as I get more out there is the fact that I started. So I've been doing the CWT Business Audio Show podcast, for a while now, over a year actually, which is still insane to me that I've been doing, this work for so long. But now, not only am I doing that, not only am I doing that podcast, I'm also doing, this CWT Live, I'm doing an audio version of it. So if you want to, listen to just the audio of the CWT Live episodes, you can go on, Spotify. Apple is coming very soon. I believe right now the podcast is just on Spotify, but you can go on Spotify. You can type in CWT Live, and then you can interact with the audio versions of all these like live streams that I do. I think that's gonna be really interesting, and it shows a rather interesting like part about where my company is really heading. Because before we had CWT Business Audio Show, I had my like business blog, I had this business YouTube channel, and it was like I had different platforms I'm creating content on and growing, you know, quickly on. But now it's like with this like new podcast, it really just shows like a new way that I can go out there and like, create like business themed content. Like with everything that like most of the content that I'm doing is all like business themed and it's all business like products. Like in the chat, I'll show this new website that I made that I think is going to make quite a bit of revenue like from the platforms that I like am creating. Let's see. And if you're listening on the audio version, like for the podcast, you can like I'll put it in the description of that as well. But like this website right here, let's see. Yeah, that's right. So with this website right here, it just shows like another way for me to make money from the content that I'm doing. Like before, I was doing like my affiliate store, like working with small businesses and getting their products out there from my content, and also doing like paid advertising with other small businesses. And that was essentially like how I was making like majority of the revenue from my media business. Like obviously my business development company makes revenue in like far more different ways, but just with media like being a factor, like just media, that's really how I was making a lot of my money. And then like with this new affiliate store that I made, like fully centered around business, it really opens up a lot of possibilities. Like one of the most exciting parts about this new like store is the fact that I have like a bunch of different investing apps, and that's like a whole section on the actual store. I think that's going to be interesting because each one has a different promotion, which means as the website gets bigger, and I get more and more like referrals from the different like investing apps on the website, my personal investing life will grow because each one of them puts money into my different investing accounts, like for like the referrals that I get. And some of them can give me free stocks. So it's like I use Acorns as a brokerage, and I'm about to start using like Schwab as a brokerage as well, like for my different investing habits. And now that like every single investing app, it puts in, it's going to make it far easier because like every single like investing app out there, I'm trying to get on the website right now. I have 3 different investing apps on the website, but people can figure out what investing app works best for them, sign up to it, and then a lot of them like send me like different stocks into my accounts. So I think it's going to help me grow my investing accounts a lot quicker. I have a lot of goals of like how much money I need to be investing, and by doing all these different promotions, I'm able to put that money into the stock market without it actually affecting like my bank account like in the slightest. And also, like another one of my favorite parts about this new website and something that is exciting me like quite a bit is the fact that like it's actually like the book section of the website. I think one of the best, like most fascinating ways to learn about business is to read like books about business. Like I have a lot that have helped me a lot. And actually one of them is on like my new website. Like Bitcoin Billionaires is, in my opinion, not only one of the most fascinating books in the entire world, but it's also one of just like it really helps you learn about Bitcoin, like cryptocurrency, a lot. In fact, I bought my first Bitcoin, like not a whole coin, but I invested in Bitcoin for the first time right before I started reading the book. So I was already like familiar with cryptocurrency, but by reading the actual book, I got far more familiar with everything. Like I got far more familiar with exactly how Bitcoin works. And that's when I really started to believe in it and started investing a good amount of money in there. Like by reading these different books about business, I was able to grow as a business person quite a bit. So when I started making like that, like the new website that you can find in the live chat right now, if you're watching this and it's not live, you're just watching the video later, I'll put it in the description. But it's like by making this website and adding, a bunch of the business books that helped me, and really I wanted to make it like by authors that I really respected. which is why I have like Kevin O'Leary on there, I have Gary Vee on there, I have David John on there, because those are like authors that I really respect and I think they have like a lot to offer. Like I didn't want to just have like every business book in the world on there. I wanted to have the business books that I think are going to help people the most. So when I created the website, I had to make books as a section just because I think that's going to be what helps the most amount of people. And also like I put clothing on there, and that was more of like for me because like I remember like there's a lot of times like I watch these different like business theme like YouTube channels, and I see the clothes that they're wearing, and a lot of them are like business theme, and I look at it and I was like I would do anything to have that shirt. So when I was making this website, and I was trying to find like different like business clothes, I thought would be really cool because I do think there's a lot of people out there like me that are just like fascinated by business and just love what business is. So I was making the website, I decided to like, make it easier for people to like find like clothes that are like centered around business. And then I also have a movie section on the website. And that's more because I actually put my favorite movies of all time on there. My favorite kind of movies are ones that, take like normal people and then talk about like their, rise to stardom. Like I remember the one movie that I have like on the website is The Founder, which talks about how like Ray Kroc like got into McDonald's and how he made like $1 billion from it. And it's just like you watch the actual movie and you see this guy who has, relatively no business success at all. And you just see him like build upon something and like create something that, we use it like pretty daily. Like a lot of people go to McDonald's like, very like every week. We at least see one every single day. Like this is something that impacts a large number of people, and just actually like sitting there like watching him create it. I don't know, like when I watch stuff like that, it makes me want to go out and like create like a lot of cool stuff too. And that's really why I put that section there too. Like I really do think that, this website is going to be like the ultimate place for business fans, like for people that love business. They're going to go on this website like pretty daily, like check out like all the amazing stuff actually like on this website. And I still have my other like affiliate store too, like the CWT which is more of like, I'm partnering up with a lot of small businesses. I'm bringing their products, out into the world. And I have that website as like, where I keep like a list of my clients, like people that want to support me on the website and like help. So like they're both something I'm going to start spending like a lot of time on each. In the CWT store, like helping these small businesses, the store for business, like actually, developing business products. And also like the CWT store is going to be where like a lot of my companies that I'm launching through like my business development company, CWT Business Development. That's going to be like a lot of like where I like advertise them, like when I create products of my own. But store for business is just going to be like where I sell like business themed products. The CWT store is going to be where I sell, or it's like where I advertise a bunch of different companies. And I think they're both going to be very, very successful. Obviously, the CWT store is going to be something I think is going to be making billions, about billions of dollars, like pretty soon, actually, too, like just in the next few years, because of all the work I'm doing, like with small businesses, like growing them. As that gets bigger, so do like the small businesses, and it's going to be something that makes like a good amount of revenue. I think store for business I think it's going to temporarily make more revenue actually, but I think over time the CWT store makes significant more than it does. But I just think it's going to be like a really cool thing, especially while I make all this, business content. It just makes sense that this is going to be something that grows along with it, because obviously the people that are going to be watching this and listening to like the audio version, like on the podcast, it makes sense that they're going to be interested in something like this. Like they're obviously interested in business if they're watching, business like content. I don't know. It's just like it's work that I find really exciting. Like making this website was something that I thought was like so much fun to do, and it's like all the work I'm doing at the CWT store and with CWT Business Development. It's just so much fun, and it's like now that college is like I'm about to graduate in just like a few months, and like I'll be completely done with school. And it's like now I feel like I actually was tweeting about this earlier, but I feel like I'm in a race against myself to make sure that, store for business and the CWT store are making enough revenue to like support me, because I'm about to graduate. And it's like I already have my own apartment, and it's like already, like I already have like my own place, but it's like I'm finding a new place, like in a whole like totally different city. And it's like, while I'm not like opposed to getting like a full-time job, if I can, get my like own platforms like supporting me enough where I don't have to, that would be great. And I do think I'm heading that way. Like I have a few more months to make sure that like I will be making enough to support myself full time. And I definitely think I'm going to be able to do that. The reason I think that is because of like how much like everything is already growing as it is. Like when you look at the growth that like all my platforms have like undergone, and like how much viewers like each of these like websites are making now, like it really goes to show that like everything that I'm doing is working, like everything is growing, like everything is making revenue at this point. And it's taken us so much work and so much time to get here. Like I've been creating content for a while, and it's like I've been like going out and like trying to find a small business to work with for a while, and it's like things are like finally going pretty well, and like everything's making money now, and it's all very exciting. But honestly, like even though it was a lot of work and I could have made like probably more money doing something else, it's always been what I wanted to do. Like I love making content like this. I love building these websites and like finding these like amazing businesses. Like when I look at like the CWT store.weebly.com, my favorite thing about it is just like the variety of businesses and how cool these products are. Like one of them, Eboda, which is like it gives you cash back on like all your online purchases. It's like by going out there and like trying to make money, I'm now helping so many people save like tons of money like on all their online orders. And it's like these are not just like products, like some of this stuff is like helping people. And it's just, I don't know, to me that's like the greatest thing anyone can do is go out and actually like help people get better, like help people save money. And it's like like one of like the investing apps that I'm doing like affiliate work for, like on the store for business, like these are helping like people, like young people build their money, like build wealth like over time. Like a lot of the investing apps I have on the site are for long-term investing. So like over time these people are like building wealth, like they're building value, and it's just helping them. And the fact that I'm able to do that and actually get compensated for it is probably the greatest thing in the entire world. That's really all I have to say for like this live stream. It's just like that kind of gives you like an update on all the stuff that I'm working on, and then also like stuff happening in the business world. It is all super exciting, and I'm really thankful for everyone who's like going to watch this, and also like people that subscribe to this YouTube channel, because you're helping me accomplish everything I've always wanted to. So thank you, and that's really it. Thank you for watching, and also make sure to subscribe.